a day after news floating of Byju Raveendran pledging his own home to pay up the salaries of 15,000 employees who are still awaiting, by the way, their November dues. It now appears that he has, in fact, already over a period of month invested over 4,000 crore rupees of his own money to keep the firm afloat. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, okay, sure. He has pledged his homes, and that has happened just 2 days back. But then, of course, infusing his own money into taking care of immediate expenses of the firm. Great, yeah, one tick mark to all the wrongs and all the crosses that Byju Raveendran has been facing. So I think for the first time in many weeks, perhaps, if not in public, then at least in a small group of people, Byju Raveendran has come out of his shell and spoken. And he has listed out to the top management at BYJU'S the challenges and the 5 priority areas. Right. Now, look at the pecking order of those, and those challenges and that priority list also goes on to reaffirm the challenges that BYJU'S is facing. So, what is on Byju Raveendran's priority list? To begin with, number one, I think what is haunting and giving Byju Raveendran sleepless nights, and rightly so, is the $1.2 billion term loan B. So his immediate priority, and he's in his, in what has been reported, he's really speaking like a war leader, and he's used terms like, there's a multi-frontal war against him, and he's really feeling like a war leader right now, and he has to emerge out of that scenario victorious as a warrior, right? So number one priority for him right now, and you'll see how grave these challenges are. Number one is the $1.2 billion term loan B. That is haunting him. Number two on his pecking order, on his priority list, is the money laundering case against him by the enforcement director, charging him with violation of FEMA. Number three is the audited results of FY23, which in any case were to be out by this time, December 2023. We should have seen 18 months later, but still at least 18 months later, we should have seen those financial audits for FY23. So that is number 3 on his priority list. Number 4 for him is the Davidson Kempner loan of $400 million, which has now been repaid by Ranjan Pai. And Ranjan Pai now taking stake. He is bullish that because this loan was taken for Akash and now is the admission season apparently kicking in the next quarter or so, there should be better revenues showing up for Akash. So then repayment of that loan, it seems repayment of that loan now not to Davidson Kempner, but to Ranjan Pai seems to be number 4 on his priority list. And number 5 finally is a path to profitability at a group level. So the 2,300 crore rupees worth of losses which were reported in FY22, that data came out in November 2023. Those losses need to be hemmed in and some sort of a path to profitability at a group level. So these are 5 wars, 5 fronts that Byju Raveendran and the parent company Think and Learn is fighting right now on, and that's the priority list given by Byju Raveendran.
All right, and priority list also includes, of course, paying back loans, but in the immediate run, it appears that the company would need about 300 to 400 crore rupees to pay back, not just to, their lenders, but also to BCCI, because that is again a problem with NCLT right now, where NCLT would be looking at whether to put Byju's in insolvency or not. That's the BCCI plea.
Yeah, absolutely. So BCCI has gone to NCLT Bengaluru and has put in an application to admit Byju's Think and Learn into insolvency because it owes about 158 crore rupees to BCCI. And now, obviously, this advertising contract that Byju's had taken up 3 years ago, if the company had decided that it does not want to continue with that, it could have very well used the time which was available in their favor. And even if you can't get out of that contract, perhaps sublease it, find ways, discuss with BCCI, discuss with other potential advertisers, marketing agencies, advertising agencies across the board, and say that I've got inventory worth 158 crore to burn, and I'm willing to sell it to you at a discount of, let's say, 150 crores or 100 crores, as the negotiation would have, thrown up a number, and gotten away from this messy situation it finds itself in. So Byju Raveendran also says that the next 60 to 90 days, 2 to 3 months, is when there should be some sort of an infusion of about 400 crore rupees or so, which should help the company deal with its immediate cash flow challenges and expenses that it has to incur to stay afloat and retain the people who are there, retain those very few office spaces which are left, and continue doing business. There are operational expenses to incur if you are not insolvent and if you're in the business of running a business.
Yeah, so interestingly, 3 to 4 months is when BYJU'S is thinking of reviving itself. That's the timeline it has given to itself. Byju Raveendran, however, is not going away. So despite calls from various sections of, onlookers, watchers, experts, Byju Raveendran not likely to step down anytime soon.
I mean,
he is a founder. He will continue
to say that he is fighting. He is feeling like a war leader. He is feeling like he's the chief, and there is his entire infantry which is fighting 5 battles.
His commentary does not hint at somebody who is giving up anytime soon. So that is, of course, as far as BYJU'S is concerned.